The Call of Cthulhu. I am writing this account because I believe the greatest mercy our world can offer is ignorance. Humanity lives safely only because it does not fully understand the universe it inhabits. If we ever piece together all the knowledge that now lies scattered and forgotten, the truth would drive us to madness or force us to flee from reality itself. What follows is not speculation or myth, but a careful reconstruction of events uncovered after the death of my granduncle, Professor George Gamble Angel of Brown University. My uncle was a respected scholar of ancient languages. When he died suddenly, I inherited his papers. At first, I expected nothing more than academic notes, but among them, I found a strange collection of documents that immediately disturbed me. At the center was a clay bas-relief covered in unsettling symbols, and an image that seemed both alien and familiar. A towering figure with a vaguely human shape, wings on its back, and a mass of tentacles where its face should be. The figure stood before a city of impossible geometry, with angles that felt wrong, even when drawn on paper. The papers explained that the carving was made by a young artist named Henry Anthony Wilcox, who had brought it to my uncle during a period of vivid nightmares. Wilcox claimed he had sculpted it while dreaming, guided by visions of strange cities and a colossal being he could not name. My uncle, intrigued, began asking questions and soon discovered that Wilcox was not alone. Across the world, artists, poets, and sensitive individuals were experiencing similar dreams at the same time. All described a massive city rising from the sea and a presence so ancient and powerful that it defied human understanding. My uncle's notes mentioned a phrase repeated by many dreamers: "Cthulhu waits dreaming." This phrase appeared in no known language, but was always described the same way. According to Wilcox, it was part of a chant used by secret worshippers of the being from his dreams. Further investigation led my uncle to reports from a police raid in Louisiana years earlier. Authorities had discovered a cult deep in the swamps, performing rituals before a monstrous idol that matched Wilcox's sculpture exactly. The cultists were a disturbing mix of people from many backgrounds, united by devotion to something they called the Great Old One. Under questioning, they spoke of an ancient race that ruled the earth long before humanity existed. These beings, they claimed, were not dead but sleeping, waiting for the stars to align so they could rise again and reclaim the world. The cultists believed Cthulhu was one of these beings, lying dormant in a sunken city called Relai, far beneath the Pacific Ocean. When questioned about morality, the cult members laughed. They claimed that when the Old Ones returned, human laws and values would vanish. Compassion, justice, and order would be meaningless in the face of cosmic power. Humanity would either serve or be destroyed without notice. At the time, the authorities dismissed these beliefs as madness. Most cult members were imprisoned or killed during the raid, and the case faded into obscurity. My uncle, however, was not convinced. He noticed that the timing of the cult, its heightened activity, matched the wave of shared nightmares reported around the world. This suggested a signal of some kind, something powerful enough to reach human minds across continents. The final piece of the puzzle came from a sailor's account, recorded in a newspaper clipping my uncle had saved. It described the log of a ship called the Alert, which encountered a mysterious island in the Pacific after an earthquake. The island had risen suddenly from the sea, composed of strange stone formations and massive structures that seemed built by a non-human intelligence. The geometry of the place confused the sailors. Doors appeared slanted, angles felt incorrect, and movement through the city was disorienting. A landing party explored the ruins and accidentally opened a massive stone doorway. From within emerged a nightmare made real, a gigantic being that defied all natural laws. Its form was unstable, shifting and flowing, yet unmistakably alive. The sailors were overcome with terror. Some were crushed, others driven mad on the spot. Only a few escaped. One survivor, Gustav Johansson, recorded the events before his death. He described how the creature briefly rose from the city, only to retreat again as the island began sinking back beneath the sea. The sailors fled as the city collapsed, leaving no trace but trauma and unanswered questions. Johansen believed the being had not been destroyed, only delayed. My uncle died shortly after assembling these materials, possibly from the shock of realizing what he had uncovered. As I read through his research, I felt the same creeping dread. The consistency of the accounts, drawn from unrelated sources across decades and continents, made coincidence impossible. The truth was clear. Humanity is not the first intelligent life on this planet, nor the most powerful. The beings known as the Old Ones existed long before humans, and will exist long after. Their thoughts, values, and goals are utterly alien. We survive only because they sleep, trapped by circumstances we do not understand. But sleep is not death, and dreams can reach far. What terrifies me most is not the idea of monsters rising from the sea, but the fragile illusion of safety we live under. Science, religion, and culture all assume humanity matters in the grand design of the universe. The truth suggested by these documents is far worse. We are insignificant, temporary, and largely unnoticed. Cthulhu still dreams beneath the ocean, waiting for the moment when the stars are right. When that day comes, knowledge will not save us. Courage will not matter. The universe will simply continue according to laws that were never meant to favor human life. Until then, I choose silence, hoping that ignorance will delay the awakening just a little longer.